Nothing is impossible, the word itself says I'm possible. Life is a party. Dress for it. I was born with an enormous need for affection, and a terrible need to give it. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Good things aren't supposed to just fall into your lap. God is very generous, but He expects you to do your part first. For me, the only things of interest are those linked to the heart. Elegance is the only beauty that never fades. A woman can be beautiful as well as intellectual. I decided, very early on, just to accept life unconditionally. I never expected it to do anything special for me, yet I seemed to accomplish far more than I had ever hoped. Most of the time it just happened to me without my ever seeking it. Paris is always a good idea. They say love is the best investment. The more you give, the more you get in return. For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. The best thing to hold on to in life is each other. I believe in being strong when everything seems to be going wrong. The most important thing is to enjoy your life, to be happy. It's all that matters. True friends are families which you can select. Remember, if you ever need a helping hand, it's at the end of your arm. As you get older, remember you have another hand. The first is to help yourself, the second is to help others. There are more important things than outward appearance. No amount of makeup can cover an ugly personality. Giving is living. If you stop wanting to give, there's nothing more to live for. I believe, every day, you should have at least one exquisite moment. I've been lucky. Opportunities don't often come along. So, when they do, you have to grab them. There are certain shades of limelight that can wreck a girl's complexion. The beauty of a woman is not in a facial mode, but the true beauty in a woman is reflected in her soul. It is the caring that she lovingly gives, the passion that she shows. The beauty of a woman grows with the passing years. There is more to sex appeal than just measurements. I don't need a bedroom to prove my womanliness. I can convey just as much sex appeal picking apples off a tree or standing in the rain. I have learned how to live, how to be in the world and of the world, and not just to stand aside and watch. People, even more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed and redeemed. Never throw out anyone. I may not always be offered work, but I'll always have my family. The greatest victory has been to be able to live with myself, to accept my shortcomings. I'm a long way from the human being I'd like to be. But I've decided I'm not so bad after all. I believe in manicures. I believe in overdressing. I believe in primping at leisure and wearing lipstick. I believe in pink. I believe happy girls are the prettiest girls. Makeup can only make you look pretty on the outside, but it doesn't help if you're ugly on the inside. Unless you eat the makeup. Anyone who does not believe in miracles is not a realist. Not to live for the day, that would be materialistic, but to treasure the day. I realize that most of us live on the skin, on the surface, without appreciating just how wonderful it is simply to be alive at all. Your heart just breaks, that's all. But you can't judge or point fingers. You just have to be lucky enough to find someone who appreciates you. Why change? Everyone has his own style. When you have found it, you should stick to it. Living is like tearing through a museum. Not until later do you really start absorbing what you saw, thinking about it, looking it up in a book, and remembering because you can't take it in all at once. I tried always to do better, saw always a little further. I tried to stretch myself. You can tell more about a person by what he says about others than you can by what others say about him. Success is like reaching an important birthday and finding you're exactly the same. You can tell more about a person by what he says about others than you can by what others say about him. As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others. Water is life, and clean water means health. The beauty of the woman must be seen from in her eyes, because that is the doorway to her heart, the place where love resides. I love people who make me laugh. I honestly think it's the thing I like most, to laugh. It cures a multitude of ills. It's probably the most important thing in a person. If I get married, I want to be very married. I don't want to be alone, I want to be left alone. Let's face it, a nice creamy chocolate cake does a lot for a lot of people, it does for me. I heard a definition once: happiness is health in a short memory. I wish I'd invented it, because it is very true. Everything I learned from the movies. There is a moral obligation that those who have should give to those who don't. I don't believe in collective guilt, but I do believe in collective responsibility. If I'm honest, I have to tell you I still read fairy tales and I like them best of all. There are certain shades of limelight that can wreck a girl's complexion. I'm an introvert. I love being by myself, love being outdoors, love taking a long walk with my dogs and looking at the trees, flowers, the sky. When you have nobody you can make a cup of tea for, when nobody needs you, that's when I think life is over. I never think of myself as an icon. What is in other people's minds is not in my mind. I just do my thing. I never thought I'd land in pictures with a face like mine. For my whole life, my favorite activity was reading. It's not the most social pastime. On the one hand, maybe I've remained infantile, while on the other I matured quickly, because at a young age I was very aware of suffering and fear. I'm half Irish, half Dutch, and I was born in Belgium. If I was a dog, I'd be in a hell of a mess. My greatest ambition is to have a career without becoming a career woman. No matter where you run, you just end up running into yourself. There is a shade of red for every woman. There is one difference between a long life and a great dinner: in the dinner, the sweet things come last. You have to look at yourself objectively. Analyze yourself like an instrument. You have to be absolutely frank with yourself. Face your handicaps, don't try to hide them. Instead, develop something else. Walk with the knowledge that you're never alone. And, I think that's what life is all about, actually, about children and flowers. I still read fairy tales, and I like them best of all. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Love truly. Laugh uncontrollably and never regret anything that made you smile. Love is action. It isn't just talk, and it never was. People, even more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed, and redeemed. Never throw out anyone.